You may feel like it's not easy to forgive, and trust me, I feel you on that one. But what I can tell you is it's much, much, much harder to hold on to it. It's much harder to hold a grudge and to hold on to that thing so long that you forgot you was even holding it. You hold on to it so long that bricks start to form around your heart and padded locks start to form around your heart and wooden doors. And you know, when people be like, oh, why you got your wall up, and you just be like, I ain't got no wall up, or da da da, you just be in your head like, what are you talking about, da da da. That's because sometimes that disappointment, that pain, and that hurt is locked so deep, 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 deep down inside you, and you hold on to it for dear life, that becomes your way of living, and that becomes your DNA. That's why when you transforming and you on this walk and you changing your life and all of those things, that is why your DNA starts to change. Because some things are so ingrained in you that it changed your whole genetic makeup. And I'm here to tell you, baby, whatever's in your hand, let it go. Whatever's in your hand, you got to give it to God. I don't care if it's your love relationships. I don't care if it's your self-esteem. I don't care if it's your career, your finances, your living situation. I don't care if it's your parents. Whatever it is, you got to let that out. And it's a process. You know, it's a process. Letting go and forgiving, that's an active process. A lot of people tell you, just let it go, just forgive them. You be like, I did that. You know, while you still holding on to something, like, I already did that. That's because forgiving and letting go, that's a process. It's a layer by layer by layer by layer by layer process. And you know, when you walking with God, walking with the Spirit, or just on your spiritual journey, you learn that a lot of this stuff does come in layers. It don't just happen all at once. It's not just and then it happened. That's not real. That's not true. You have to, the layers have to fall off. The walls have to come down. Like, you could have knocked down the brick wall. Okay, you knocked the brick wall down, but now you got the wooded wall, the patty lot, the protection, the cotton. You know what I mean? It's layer after layer after layer after layer, because again, a lot of us been hurt and disappointed so many times, or let down so many times, or you know, just, it's life. So in life, you go through trials and tribulations, and sometimes you might not be able to handle that, or however you deal with it is just, well, let me put up another wall, you know. And you might find yourself crying a lot, and you just be like, I don't want to cry no more, or I'm never gonna cry again. Don't say that, because you're gonna cry again. You're gonna cry again. You're gonna cry again, and you're gonna cry again, and then you're gonna cry again, and then, yes, you need to keep crying, like as many tears as it take. And I've been there, guys, where it's like, you be like, I done cried enough. Like, no, you haven't. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta keep crying, and you gotta keep surrendering, and you gotta keep submitting. That's what it is. You gotta keep submitting, and you gotta be like, okay, not my will, but your will be done, God. Because a lot of time when we hold on to these grudges and stuff like that, we still feel like we need to repay somebody for something, or we still feel like, oh, boom, how about this? Sometimes, like, let's say you don't want revenge on that person, but let's say you just want revenge in life, period. Like, oh, I'm about to get my revenge body, or oh, I'm about to get my revenge money. You know, men, a lot of men do that. Like, where it's like, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm about to work my hardest to get hot, so they be all up on me. But then I'm a trash them, and I'm a dog them. Why would you work so hard to get to your physical promised land, and then inside of you is still malice, it's still corrupt? Ooh, thank you, Holy Spirit. It's still dirty, and it's still unclean inside of you. See, the spiritual manifestation and the whatever's on the inside of you will manifest on the outside of you, period. Like, it just has no choice but to do it, you know. So if you still just living foul, corrupt, and this and this and that, but you got all this money. It's like, you got all this money in vain, or did you get dirty money or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, how did that happen? Because with new external circumstances, it does come, internal change does have to come. You know, that's just like when you get a better job, a job you ain't never had before. It requires more punctuality. It requires more, you know, some people call it being fake, but it requires more of you. To whom much is given, much is expected. That's like 100% facts. So anyway, I don't want to ramble and stuff like that, but back to the point, is just like, sometimes we think we let it go, but actually we're still holding on to it. So the fact that you out here trying to prove yourself to people, the fact that you want to make a whole lot of money, and you know, your motives might not be right. You know, God has been talking to me about motives lately, and keeping your motives pure. Because at the end of the day, if it ain't glorifying God, I mean, really, what are you doing? We not in control. So it's like, you could be a filthy rich billionaire, but you out here doing that to just abuse people. Like, you just want to dish out the same pain that you received. And let me tell you something, what I realize is, when you get to the promised land, it's no fun to get to the promised land and you ain't got nobody to share it with. It's no fun to get to the promised land and you telling people like, oh no, you can't get this because remember when you hurt me. It's no fun. That's no fun. It's no fun in that. When you get to the promised land, you want to give. It's nothing better than giving and seeing a look on somebody's face when you give. It's nothing like being a lender and not a borrower. It's nothing like being the head and not the tail. It's nothing like it. I'm telling you guys, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. And I'm not even all the way there. You feel me? But you know, everybody know you feel good when you can make somebody's day better. You feel good. Or somebody has even made your day better. So keep your head up. Give it to God. Cry. Crying is good for the skin. Excuse me, y'all. You know when you get that little peppery feeling in your throat and it's like, where did that come from? Ain't no pepper. But yes, crying is good for the skin. It's good for your skin. It's good for your soul, baby. It's good for your soul. Just cry. And if you ever feel like you can't cry, you want to know a good way to cry? Think about where God brought you from. You want to know a good way to cry? A good way to cry is to think about that thing that pains you the most. I'm not saying sit there and dwell in it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, do a comparison, like a before and after. Testify to yourself. That's a good way to cry. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna record another message. Watch my videos. If you like this video, make sure you like it, comment. I'm here to help y'all. My purpose is to help y'all. My purpose is to win souls back to the kingdom. My purpose is to let God use me and talk through me to y'all and whatever it is. So if y'all comment maybe what you're going through, or if you comment what you want to talk about, that'd be great for the ministry. So yeah.